Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik and this is the Game War in the Pacific Advanced Edition. This is my play by email match against Xargun. He is the Allied commander and for me it is the Empire of Japan. This is scenario 1 on game version 26B. 1st of March 42, last month of the Japanese amphibious assault bonus for faster unloading. Maybe also loading. Yeah, last turn I was successful unloading my troops at Gisborne, New Zealand. Hopefully I can take the base now. And we will see if there's an enemy airstrike coming. That could be possible. Here's the APD with some struggling. This is, I think, ships from I don't know. I think they had a coalition, so they get still damaged. And I sent them back to Numaya to fix them. And this is my cruiser task force. I call them like this. They finding and picking up in here these AMs. We had this battle before. These ships have no gun to really hurt my ships, so it's a picking up operation. All are dead or sinking. And there's also at Tahiti. This looks like, I think this is a French ship. Lorient. So I guess there's an enemy unit on this ship. And this is, I think, the only ship. And there's something sinking. Now it's hard to say if it's AM or the cargo ship. I don't know. Maybe both. Slow down the Chinese, not sure if they were retreating, but I can give a little air support. Oh, this was all. So no airstrike out of New Zealand I was expecting here. So there's a second sinking, so I would guess now the cargo ship plus the AM are dead. Still no airstrike. So super little air activity this turn. I was guessing and expecting a stronger airstrike in New Zealand, but I'm not sure how much air power Xargun have left or already ready in New Zealand. Maybe there's nothing ready and all is in Australia, and then it's maybe not easily to fly from Australia to New Zealand with fighters. Not sure if they have the range. Anyway, I picked up this last base force. Yesterday this unit was able to hold the line, or at least was not defeated. But now today this is over. Some ground attacks or ground bombardments. Still trying here to overcome the Chinese, but I think this not really useful. I don't lose anything, but I can also inflict damage. More bombardments. And the next attack on Singapore. 1st of March, maybe I can take out. No, I take down the fort. But today the casualties are more or less not in my favor. Yeah. Sometimes you have luck and sometimes you don't have luck. I think the battle before I increased my attack value, and so this means more or less my attack value failed. The British defense is more or less still the same, triple. But last time I think I had plus 50% of my own attack value, but this time I have more or less 1-to-1. So for some reasons my units was not really operating with good effect. Cannot change. So I bombard Bendoing to get a first impression what is here, and I see here only Dutch forces and a lot of base forces. Base forces normally don't have really high quality of fighting equipment. You have maybe attack value, but that is not so. More important is here normally this unit is stronger and here's is stronger. So there are 2, 3, 4 stronger. These are maybe real army units. Then you have this Landsturm, this is Volkssturm or peasant army troopers. Don't care them. But there is some attack value. I would say maybe 50-50. 50% of the attack value of the Dutch have meaning and the rest is only you fill the gap. Like Thai units. Meat shield. Taking here some bases. And now I bring here more or less anti-aircraft equipment because I expect here strong aircraft. Also aviation supporters here. Some support division units, this is not full divisions, and some Navy Guard units, plus the HQ to manage all. And the New Zealand troops cannot hold the line. This was much more armor equipment than infantry, so I destroy all the vehicles on the ground with minimal losses on me. So, all easy going and fine. Also the Dutch surrendering. Let's done this chapter. This was all. Okay. Could be much more action. I expected here really a lot of airstrikes to stop me, but no. So the critical phase for my invasion of New Zealand is already over, I would say. Now I must only bring in fighter and the landing ships and try to unload without running in enemy battleships or something like this. Good. The air activity was so little, still I had here some ops losses. Yeah, can happen. But only one pilot lost. I sunk 2, 3, 4 ships. 2 ships are missing, 1 AM. No, maybe only with the 1 AM. I think 3 AMs and 1 cargo ship. So the 3rd AM is missing here. And this was a French cargo ship. The ship is not important. There was some troops on board, but who knows what. Yeah. Anyway, I have here roughly 2-to-1 points. Still, Singapore is missing. That was a little unluckily. This was really a little downer of the turn that Singapore not really had better news for me. In China, everything is fine and normal. No change, no battle today. I only finally get rid of this Chinese Kukong army. Is now the 7th Chinese War Army is now completely defeated. And maybe there's one unit here, I don't know. But there is no strong army force left. The next big Chinese army is waiting here in Luizhou. So this will be, for me, the next big goal. Normally these 2 cities is the number 1 priority and then maybe walk up. Yeah, good. Nothing else to say in China, nothing to see in Burma. I took all, I don't need more. There are still 4 units, I'm not sure how strong they are. My Navy Guard units is, this is jungle, not so well. I'm waiting for my Thai units to cross the river and then maybe attack. Maybe this have a chance of a success. Singapore was not a disaster, but again it cost me 3-4 days to recover and then try again. And I closing in to take out this base in Batavia. And yeah, 07, there's a unit, I can see it here. This was successful, so I will more or less walk down here and take, hopefully if I walk here down, then maybe this unit will not retreat but surrender, but sometimes, not sure, because I come here in and I control this base. If this now means I block this retreat, but yeah, we will see. In worst case, the Dutch is retreating to this hex and then I must fight them a second time. I bring here some picket ship nearby to see reaction of enemy airstrikes, but so far no air activity. I don't know. I have here other picket ship here to see if maybe I won't get a feeling how strong Xargun is reacting to enemy navy presence, but up to now I see no activity. My last units are preparing to meet up, and then I will move in Darwin, so maybe in 3 days I will go for Darwin roughly. So, and then New Zealand, I was able to take the base, but unluckily I took the base. There's also some equipment here, and this gets damaged, so the fighting damaged also the installation, so and I don't have really many engineers up to now, so I can use this base for cap, but not more, because it's only size 1, so you can only make defense air operation. But I have to risk this now, so I must bring in all my equipment, bring 0 fighters, and then I have also my flag guns. I mean, they're not so powerful, but they have at least something. And then we will see once but this unloading, I think, need at least 2 or 3 days. Because there's no big port here, so I must still unload over the beaches. But yeah, the number 1 goal is of course taking Auckland and then Wellington. Once this is done, I think this is not more possible for any ship to sail south of New Zealand without air carrier support. And this is first in summer 43. So if I take New Zealand, there cannot any shipping come to east side of Australia before summer 43, I would guess. So this means at least 12 months to 18 months I can block East Australia all shipping. This means all shipping must go west side. Means if I send my submarines to the west side, I have maybe more to find and catch. Anything else here? My cruisers engaged the enemy, but now they are out of ammunition, so I of course have to return to Nomaya. In Nomaya, equipment is healing up. This is my light cruiser. I had a collision. This I cannot fix here, so I must wait. If I take Auckland, I can fix it. So I will not send it back to Japan. I wait to take Auckland, then I can use the shipyards there. And other equipment is here. Hoyo is the same. Collision, I cannot fix what is over 5. So, but I can. 7 is still okay. So I can use this carrier for air cover. And my heavy cruiser, this I can fix. For some reason I had a ton of damage, but they all was not major. So this was possible, and if I have a lot of a bigger port and a ship repair or repair ship, then sometimes you can do this much faster. So I was able to fix my both heavy cruisers more or less in very short time. Yeah. So because this is new months, I can maybe roughly shortly check what is the air losses in total up to now. Let's say this. So number 1 is the Buffalo, but then there's a lot of army bombers. There's army bomber, army bomber, army bomber, army bomber, army bomber. And you can see a lot is, I think, flak plus flak damage go to ops losses. And Hudson's and other stuff. So Japanese fighters, I cannot even find here. Japanese fighters. Here. So the Woska 1C 8 lost fighters. and zeros 7. So I lost up to now 15 army fighters. Plus I think there was also some B fighters. Oh yeah, 5 more. So 20 fighters I lost so far. A bunch of army bombers. Army bombers are of course always, you can say the pilots are very easy to train. You have enough army pilots. And the airframes are all outdated. Still, there are losses. Ships losses, ships sunk so far for me. Point wise, the AMCs was a big loss, plus 2 okay cargo ships. This one APD is a support destroyer, whatever you want to call it. And the rest is really very small. And for the allies, point wise, not really a lot. I was not able to sink any heavy ship. I damaged maybe some, but not sinking them. So I was able to inflict casualties to the enemy submarine fleet. And I think also a lot of APs plus tankers go down. I mean, all these 1.2 point ships doesn't matter. But if you start with 5 points, then I would say there are some casualties for the allies, but nothing major. The best performance is, I think, so far still on the land side. I have here roughly maybe 30, roughly better than 30 to 1. That is of course a good ratio. Good, and last check for today is maybe the engine production is now at 236, 336, so this needs a little more time. But the H35, but also H34, they're both making, I think, roughly 8 to 9 engines per day. And I don't consume any H34, so but in the end, I would say they both have a surplus of 8 to 9 per day. They're coming. A&D is also getting better and better. I have already some factories running the next running really A&D, but without bonus, and some other factories still waiting. And similar situation for the Helen. Helen is only one factory not ready, but I would guess in roughly 3-4, maximum 1 week, I can get most of them ready. Latest at 10th of March, I would say engine bonus is maybe ready, all A&D for Helen, and for the Zero is done. Other equipment need, of course, more time. These are the 2 airframes you can push early on, Helen and Zeros. All the rest after this needs more time. Good. And I need to show here, this is my production numbers. Sometimes I switch them on, switch them off. But I don't really, this is really heavily related to how much you lose. So in my game, in this relative passive allied player game style, I can do this. Good, then see you next time. Take care, bye bye.